Embarking on a heartfelt journey back in time, we uncover the wealth of knowledge my grandma wielded each May to save money, strengthen our family bonds, and teach us the value of resourcefulness and simplicity. Her methods, a blend of old-world wisdom and timeless strategies, were not only about pinching pennies but about living a life rich in value and intention. Tip 1. Planting a perennial garden, a legacy of bloom. Every May, my grandma's hands turned the soil, planting perennials that would grace our garden with color and life year after year. This act was more than an aesthetic choice. It was an investment in the future, a testament to the enduring beauty and resilience of nature. She chose plants not only for their beauty, but for their ability to thrive with minimal care, teaching us the value of thoughtful selection and the joy of watching growth unfold over time. Tip 2. Homemade pest control, harmony with nature. Grandma's garden was her sanctuary, and she protected it with homemade pest control solutions, crafted from the wisdom of old recipes and natural ingredients. This practice underscored her respect for the environment and her ingenuity in finding solutions that were both effective and harmless to the planet. She showed us that living in harmony with nature was not only possible but preferable, and that the most effective solutions often come from the earth itself. Tip 3. Seasonal clothes review, the ritual of renewal. The transition from spring to summer was marked by a ritual review of our wardrobes. This was a time of reflection, repair, and renewal. Clothes that had served their purpose were mended, repurposed, or prepared for donation, embodying Grandma's belief in the cyclical nature of possessions and the importance of giving them new life. This practice taught us to value what we had, to see potential in the old, and to embrace the cycle of giving and receiving. Tip 4. Maximize natural light, living with the sun. In May, as the days grew longer, Grandma taught us to live by the sun's schedule, maximizing natural light and minimizing our reliance on electricity. This simple but profound habit was a lesson in alignment with the natural world, showing us how to adapt our rhythms to those of the earth and to find beauty and utility in the natural flow of day and night. Tip 5. Foraging for wild edibles, the earth's bounty. Our foraging expeditions were adventures into the wild pantry that surrounds us. Under Grandma's guidance, we learned to identify and harvest wild edibles, enriching our meals with the nutritious gifts of the land. These excursions were lessons in respect, sustainability, and the abundance that nature offers freely to those who approach it with knowledge and gratitude. Tip 6. Rainwater Gardening. The collection and use of rainwater for her garden were acts of reverence for one of nature's most precious resources. Grandma's rainwater gardening taught us the importance of conservation, the value of self-sufficiency, and the simple joy of working in tandem with the environment to nurture and grow. Tip 7. Dye composting, the circle of life. May was the time to start or rejuvenate the compost bin, turning waste into wealth for her garden. This practice was a tangible lesson in the circle of life, showing us how nothing is ever truly wasted and that with a little care and creativity, we can transform the old into something new and life-giving. Tip 8. Line drying laundry, the dance of wind and fabric. The ritual of line drying laundry under the warm May sun was a dance of wind and fabric. This practice, rooted in the practical desire to save energy, was imbued with a deeper appreciation for the elements and the simple pleasures they bring. Grandma's preference for line drying was a reminder of the joys found in simple, unhurried tasks and the beauty of living in sync with the natural world. Tip 9. Preserving spring harvests, capturing the essence of spring. The act of preserving the early bounties of spring was a race against time to capture the fleeting essence of the season. Through jams, pickles, and preserves, Grandma bottled the flavors of spring, teaching us the importance of preparation, the value of foresight, and the pleasure of savoring the season's gifts long after they've passed. Tip 10. Spring water adventures, the luxury of the natural world. Our excursions to local springs and creeks were explorations of the world's natural luxuries. These adventures, Free from the constraints of consumerism, we're rich in discovery, laughter, and the kind of wealth that doesn't deplete with youth. Grandma showed us that the most profound experiences often require the least expenditure, and that the natural world is a wellspring of joy waiting to be explored. Tip 11. Community yard sales, the marketplace of memories. Participation in community yard sales was, for Grandma, a cherished social event as much as a financial strategy. It was a marketplace of memories, where stories were exchanged along with goods, reinforcing the fabric of community and reminding us of the value inherent in shared experiences and resources. Tip 12. Early bird discounts, the art of anticipation. Grandma's knack for seizing early bird discounts for summer activities was a lesson in the art of anticipation. She planned with an eye toward the future, always mindful of opportunities to stretch a dollar further without sacrificing the richness of experience. This foresight was a testament to her ability to balance frugality with fulfillment, showing us that with a little planning, we can afford experiences that enrich our lives. Tip 13. Herbal Remedies, the healing power of the garden. In May, the garden became a source of healing as Grandma prepared herbal remedies from the season's first harvests. This practice was a blend of science and tradition, offering us alternatives to conventional medicine that were gentle, effective, and deeply rooted in the knowledge of the natural world. It was a testament to her belief in the power of plants to heal and nourish, and a legacy of wellness grounded in nature's wisdom. Tip 14. Handmade curtains for cooling. The crafting of light-colored, handmade curtains to reflect sunlight and cool the home was a marriage of utility and creativity. This initiative was a reflection of Grandma's resourcefulness and her skill in creating beauty and comfort from simple material. It taught us the value of handmade over store-bought and the satisfaction of crafting solutions with our own hand. Tip 15. Vegetable broth from scraps, the alchemy of leftovers. Turning vegetable scraps into nourishing broth was an act of kitchen alchemy. Grandma's broth was a symbol of her philosophy that nothing should go to waste, and that even the most humble ingredients can be transformed into something nurturing and warm. This practice was a lesson in seeing potential where others see waste, and in the power of transformation. Tip 16. Public park picnics, the celebration of community spaces. Picnics in public parks were Grandma's way of celebrating the communal spaces that bind us together. These gatherings were about more than saving money on dining out. They were a reaffirmation of the joys of community, the beauty of shared spaces, and the simple pleasure of a meal enjoyed under the open sky. Tip 17. Natural fiber rugs for warmth, the weave of tradition. The weaving and repairing of natural fiber rugs in preparation for colder months was a continuation of tradition, a way to weave warmth and beauty into the fabric of our home. This practice was a blend of practicality and artistry, a testament to Grandma's belief in the warmth of home and the value of traditions that keep us connected to our past and to each other. Tip 18. Home haircuts, the intimacy of care. Home haircuts were a May tradition, a time for fresh beginnings and renewed appearances. More than a cost-saving measure, this was a ritual of care, trust, and intimacy where the bonds of family were strengthened with each snip of the scissor. It was a demonstration of love in its most practical form, showing us that the most profound acts of care often come from the simplest gestures. Tip 19. Swap seedlings with neighbors, the exchange of growth. The swapping of seedlings with neighbors was Grandma's way of diversifying her garden and strengthening community ties. This exchange was a celebration of growth, generosity, and the shared joy of gardening, reminding us that what we nurture and grow can extend far beyond our own backyards, sowing seeds of connection and community. Tip 20. Make the most of May sales, strategic shopping. Grandma's strategic approach to May sales was a masterclass in savvy shopping. She knew the retail cycle intimately, waiting for the right moment to purchase items that offered the best value. This practice was about more than just saving money. It was about making informed choices, exercising patience, and the thrill of securing quality at a fraction of the price. My grandma's May rituals embody a philosophy of living that is deeply rooted in the principles of sustainability, community, and mindful consumption. These practices, rich in wisdom and care, remind us that saving money is not merely an exercise in frugality, but a way of life that values the enduring over the ephemeral, the collective over the individual, and the simple over the complex.